Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production. Take 2.
Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Remember those childhood movies you loved? Now, we're going to watch them again and find out if they're still as amazing as you remember. Or, your father was right. You were an idiot, and everything you watched was stupid. So buckle up, movie aficionados. Over-the-top gore? Check. Over-embellished action? Check. Gratuitous nudity? Double check. Storylines so absurd you could drive a semi-truck through those plot holes. Oh yeah, some of those movies didn't even know what a movie plot was. And that's the way we liked it. Now, here's your hosts, Anna Santos and Jimmy Coates.
Trying to do it with my mind. That'll get us nowhere. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. If you are following week to week, we are still in 2004. Last week we did National Treasure. This week we are doing Collateral. Jamie Foxx and what's the other guy's name? Tom Cruise. Probably the most recognized superstar in the world.
I was gonna say, of the person who you'd forget, because Jamie Foxx has kind of pulled back a little bit in the last 10 years.
Yeah, Tom Cruise has not.
Tom Cruise, the latest Mission Impossible just did like a tie-in episode with Top Chef like last night. So
Oh, did it?
yeah. Tom Cruise wasn't on it.
Oh, okay.
It was another actor who they kept like it's something Tarzan something. Damn it. I'll figure it out. Anyways, yeah, they did a tie-in to it.
This is not a Jimmy pick. This is not an Anna pick. This was one of our overall where we get 3 movies. You pick one, I pick one. If we pick the same movie, we do that movie. If we pick different movies, we cancel each other out, and the third movie gets picked. I can't remember what the movies were. I know they were action centric like this movie, but yeah, I did not pick Collateral. You did not pick Collateral, but I do remember liking Collateral.
I think I liked it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been like, honestly, I probably would have seen this in 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And it may have been one of my last ditch efforts to watch a Tom Cruise movie.
Love Tom Cruise.
He gives me the ick.
Oh.
There is just something about him that makes him now super unwatchable to me.
I don't know how he still looks.
That would be plastic surgery. Okay?
But you
Allegedly.
get someone where they're like, oh, you look good. But you're like, you could tell you did plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Aniston looks great, but you can tell.
Yeah,
She's
had
Cruise. I don't know who does his work, but
honestly, Tom Cruise
good.
probably shares the same doctor as George Clooney.
Yeah, because he still looks good too.
He still looks
even
amazing.
older.
Yeah. And he's definitely had I say definitely as in my mind, he's definitely had, I don't know his actual medical history, but yeah, no, for someone to look that good at that age.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you've definitely had a few nips and tucks.
There's a couple dudes that look great, but have aged great. Like Keanu Reeves looks great.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt looks great,
Yeah.
but they look older. Tom Cruise still looks like this Tom Cruise from 2004.
Yeah, it's a little freaky. I'm not going to lie. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it when people essentially look like over the last 30 years, they've only aged 5.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. And
It is a bit weird.
makes me uncomfortable, yo.
Well, it does. We've been talking about him. It does star Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise has made. Get the fuck out of here! No way. He's only done 53 movies. What?
I mean, that makes sense.
No. Okay. Well, he's got 6 coming up. Jesus Christ, dude. He's not slowing down.
No, not at all. There was a little bit of a dip in his movies.
Where he wasn't doing as much, or
Yeah.
like, because he's okay. So Tom Cruise, Taps, Losing It, The Outsiders. Oh yeah, he was part of that group for The Outsiders, Risky Business, All the Right Moves,
hmm
Legend, Top Gun, Color Money, Cocktail, Young Guns. Oh, he was an uncredited henchman. Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, and this was
Yep.
just in the 80s. All these movies.
Well, here's the thing. I think Tom Cruise just picked, like, once he got to a certain level, like, he lucked out. He lucked out that he hit so big so early on in his career.
Oh yeah, and whoever his team was
Yeah.
right on the money.
And he made very good choices
Yeah.
on
I
his
think he
movies.
has. I think, love him or hate him, I think he does have a brain for movies. Like,
Mhm.
I think he knows if something's good, bad. Like, he does.
He has a good picker.
He's had a
He
couple that weren't great,
but
obviously,
overall,
but overall, it's pretty good.
but also with any movie, obviously Tom Cruise is big enough now that he can have some control over who the team is on the movie.
Yeah.
So he can say, "You know what? I'm not working with that director, or I'm not working with that producer, or I'm not," like, he can pick and choose.
Yeah. Or he could just
Um,
go, get out of the way. I'll direct this.
I mean that too, if he really wanted to, although I don't know why. But I think he's definitely, because here's the thing, once you hit a really good kind of streak of movies, at that point he can basically dictate his paycheck, and
Yes.
it would be
His back end.
astronomical.
And
Back end,
it's
all of
probably
that.
phenomenal. It's not a
He's
sexual thing,
probably grabbing
people. It's
3% gross on every movie that he does,
yeah,
minimum,
which is
with a
impressive.
great big paycheck up front
Yeah.
and lots
And
of
and for
accommodations
the
for it.
longest time, he's also been the producer
Yep.
on a lot of his stuff. So yeah,
And I mean, if you think about it, Mission Impossible, they filmed the movie and it only comes out like a year and a half, 2 years later because of all the post work
yeah,
that they need to do. So hearing 53 kind of makes sense, because if you need at least a year or 2 years, he doesn't have to work every year.
no.
He's got enough money. Even living a big life, he's got more than enough money. And then the royalties on this shit, Jesus.
Like, I don't
Every
know how
time
much he
Top Gun
gives to
aired,
Scientology, but you've never seen him, like, he's not like we were talking about. Oh my God. Gee, we just watched the movie Nicolas Cage, who has a
yeah,
very bad spending habit.
correct.
And a lot
Correct.
of them do, and they like to live large, and where Tom Cruise,
No.
you've never heard anything
You
like
you
that,
don't see
or you don't
he
see it.
you don't see it. It's a quiet wealth that he has.
Yeah.
But he's crazy, crazy rich.
Oh, yes.
Crazy rich. But I mean, he doesn't, you know, he's not very public, we'll say.
No.
So like he does press, he does whatever, but you're not seeing him in like paparazzi shots every other week. He keeps himself to himself. And while I'm sure he gives a lot of money to Scientology, he is also probably one of their biggest promoters.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
sure he gets a little bit of a deal on
Yeah.
like how much he's got to pay.
Now, this movie also stars Jamie Foxx, who I do like. I've loved him since In Living Color,
Mm-hmm.
and some of his better movies. I'm trying to, like, he was in Ali.
Yep. Ray.
Ray was good. Stealth was not. Jarhead was all right.
Django Unchained.
Oh, I love Django Unchained.
One of my favorite movies of all time. White House Down.
What? Oh, Jesus. That's the
He played the president.
yeah, and
Okay?
it was it was a fun
It's a
action
very
movie.
fun
Yeah,
action movie.
yeah.
Like, so dumb, but so fun. Lots of explosions.
Yeah. It
Pretty
didn't
funny,
promise to be
actually.
anything more
Yeah,
than it was. You knew what
exactly.
you were getting when you watched that movie. But yeah, Jamie Foxx is great. I even liked his Netflix vampire movie. I can't remember what it's
You know,
called
I
now.
haven't seen that yet. Day Shift.
Day Shift. It was actually really good. It's, again, you know what you're getting. It's nothing. It's
Yeah.
not reinventing the wheel, but it looks good. The gore is good. Yeah, and it's directed by Michael Mann, who has also done what he's done. He's done Heat.
Mhm.
He's done. I know he's done Black Hat. Jesus Christ, he's done some stuff here.
Has he done some stuff?
He's done some
That's
stuff. Here he is. Oh, The
Amazing.
Insider.
Yeah.
We watched that for our Academy Award thing.
Yeah, Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, I actually remember liking that movie.
Ferrari.
No, that's the new one, isn't it? I haven't watched that yet. Ford versus Ferrari was his executive produced. That movie was great.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's
There's
the director.
yeah.
The Insider, Heat, Last of the Mohicans, Manhunter. That's with the CSI guy who plays Grissom.
Yes.
Lee, Miami Vice. I didn't mind the Miami Vice reboot or whatever it was. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at the budget. I am going to say the budget is they would spare no expense.
Yeah.
I mean,
That-
I don't think it's gonna be huge. I could be wrong.
I think it's probably going to be about let's see, when was this movie made? 2004?
Yeah.
100 million.
Oh, yeah. We were way off with National Treasure.
Yeah.
This one, it's not really saying, it's saying 65.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's actually kind of low. Mind you, I barely remember this movie, so
Yeah. All right, Collateral. Let's see how it did in the box office. I did not see this in the box office.
oh yeah, no, I didn't see this in theaters.
This was a rental. And domestic, it made 101.
Okay.
International made 119 for 220 overall. So it did okay. And Tom Cruise, it's not just here that he's big.
Oh yeah, he's big all over the world.
Yeah. And it came out in August. And on the weekend, it hit number 1 with 24 million on August 6th, the August 6th weekend.
Okay.
The next week, it fell to 3rd place, then 6th, then 8, 7, 9, 9, 12, 17, 21, 19. Yeah. So it 16 million, then 10 million, then 6 million, 5 million, everything in between. Let's see. It beat out. Ooh. Where is it? It's not telling me unless I hit it wrong. And I did. Collateral is number 1. It beat out The Village, which was in its 2nd week. It beat out The Bourne Supremacy in its 3rd week.
Oh.
The Manchurian Candidate in its 2nd week. Those are good movies. Little Black Book was its 1st week. iRobot. I liked iRobot. Spider-Man 2. That starred Jamie Foxx. So he has 2 movies in the top 10. Carol and Kumar Go to White Castle was in its 2nd week. Catwoman. Oh, what a horrible movie.
I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't good at all.
When I found her stunt person was a guy, I'm like, oh. You have to do some soul searching after what I did.
Oh, Jesus.
So it had legs. It wasn't a monster runaway hit, but it did okay.
It had some staying power.
Yeah. All right. What do we think the reviews are?
I think they're pretty good.
We'll share it here. So
Jamie Foxx is pretty good. Tom Cruise is pretty good.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that are not Tom Cruise fans.
Yeah. But we can't argue about the fact that he's talented, and it annoys me.
Yes, and he is very talented. And Jamie Foxx is a very fun actor who's also
very
fun
talented
and can be a great actor as well.
He does serious work very well.
Yeah.
He's also a really great singer. I really enjoy him.
Oh, shit. 240 reviews, comes in at 86%. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think it was going to be that good.
I didn't think it would be that high.
The popcorn meter audience score over 250,000 rating comes in at 84%. Oh, so
it's very impressive.
All right. So do you want the good or the bad?
I'll take the bad. Let's see if I can find them.
Yeah, I'll go first with the good. Obviously, a lot more. While Heat, this is from Whale Kari from the Cinephile Fix. While Heat is man's quintessential Los Angeles film, Collateral is his exploration of the city's darker side.
Interesting. Will Self of the London Evening Standard said, Cruise lacked the deep down malevolence required to bring Vincent to life. I wished him dead in the first few minutes he was on the screen, and for the wrong reasons.
Steven Silver, the SS Ben Hecht, features many of the director's trademarks: cool nighttime photography, men on a determined mission, and outstanding use of otherwise underused character actors. 4 out of 5.
Okay. Sorry, I've had to expand a few times, but I think I got some negative ones. Ooh, Glenn Kenny from Premiere Magazine said if there was ever an example of a movie's visual language leaving its verbal and narrative components in the dust, this, unfortunately, is it. Original score 2.5 out of 4.
You can argue all you want, but I reckon Collateral is Cruise's best work ever. He is at the center of every scene and is incredibly impressive throughout. Graham Tuckett, The Post, and Z.
Thomas Pazer from Style Weekly says we're supposed to be fascinated by what makes Cruise's Vincent tick, but he turns out to be just a heavily armed gas bag. No score.
Let's see. Here we go. BBC.com. Nev Pierce. For Vincent's sharp-witted command of the cab and the echoes of the third man and Heat, Collateral is well worth targeting. 4 out of 5.
Jeanette Katsoulis from Las Vegas Mercury says there's another more interesting movie lurking behind the pulp, glimpsed fleetingly in a stunningly angled shot or a tantalizing line of dialogue. Original score 3 out of 5.
Richard Roper of Ebert and Roper. This is a tense, first-rate thriller. Thumbs up.
Thomas DeLappa from Boulder Weekly said, I empathized with Fox's plight. Collateral dragged me on a long, violent ride in the dark to nowhere.
This will be my last one. It took me a while to friggin' find it here. It's 240. Roger Ebert, Chicago Sun-Times. This is a rare thriller that's as much character study as sound and fury. 3.5 out of 4.
And for my final one, Alex Sandell from Juicy Cerebellum. Could someone please let Michael Mann know that we're in the 21st century, Miami Vice has been canceled, and he can move on? Original score 5 out of 10.
All right. Holy shit. Collateral. We're going to IMDb, the voice of reason. 449,000 user reviews.
Oh,
Comes in
wow.
at 7.5.
Oh, that's pretty high for IMDb.
I remember liking this movie. I'm wondering if I liked it a lot more and forgot about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I blocked it.
Yeah.
Like I have vague memories of it, but
like you think it was like mid 2000s, beginning 2000s that since you've seen. I
Yeah.
think that's about me as well.
and I think I only watched it once.
I might have watched it a couple times, like once or twice. I might have maybe twice. I don't know. But I've never streamed it. I've never rented it online or anything
Yeah.
like that. So it was back then. Okay, so let's go to user reviews. I'll start with 10. Oh, there's over 1,000 of them. Oh no. Okay. Wait for the ad to go away. Oh, here we go. This one's nice. A tremendously stylish crime thriller with Cruise on electrifying form as against type assassin. Maureen _Smith 5. 10 out of 10.
Nice. Ooh, a nice thrill ride with role reversal for Tom Cruise. D. Courtner 19918. 9 out of 10.
2 hours, edge of the seat thrill ride. Horsed in translation. 8 out of 10.
Ooh, full night taxi service for an elegant Terminator. Sari Raffaelli. 7 out of 10.
Good direction, good performances, and suspense. Weak ending. Oil. 6 out of 10.
Great for a short while, but the end kills it. Beamer M3. 5 out of 10.
Let's see. Well, I've seen better. 4 hater. 4 out of 10.
Moralistic and completely boring. One busy bee. 3 out of 10.
Let's see. Okay, this is not the one I picked. Gets worth with each viewing. If you didn't like it, why are you continuing to watch it? You moron.
Probably for the same reasons we do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are we sure we didn't like that movie?
Snoozer of a plot and lousy acting leaves this thriller flat. That's being 57, 2 out of 10.
It takes a genius to make a movie this bad. Shamsi, 1 out of 10.
All right. This only had one tagline.
I'm ready.
Here it is. It started like any other night.
That's shitty.
You think with 65 million, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx and Michael Mann, you come up with a little better than that.
You did here's the part that kills me though.
It's a hitman and a cab driver.
All you need is one good marketing intern, and you can have a page full of taglines.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'm actually pausing to come up with a better tagline. I did not. So maybe that's...
Not everybody gets home safe.
Not everyone. Yeah. Don't trust the white man.
Let's see. Don't trust the white man. They've been saying that.
Yeah. Kind of hurts my feelings.
I mean, if it hurts your feelings, you really got to think about that, buddy.
I don't know. I'm not a marketer. Screw you.
Honestly, I don't remember most of this movie, and this is why I'm like...
Yeah, maybe we'll watch the movie, and that'll be kind of like our homework. Coming up with a tagline better than this one.
Yep, you got it.
All right. Okay, so the poster. That's not the poster. Give me 1 second. Oh, I keep forgetting we're not live.
No, we're not.
This is pre-recorded. All right. Collateral movie poster. Yeah, they kind of cut Jamie Foxx out of the main poster. I'll bring it up here in 2 seconds. Nope, I won't. Yes, I will. Okay. So there it is. It's Tom Cruise sitting down with a gun on his leg. I mean, it's all right poster. I like the one up in the corner. I think that's the VHS or DVD.
I like that one better too.
Yeah.
Especially if Jamie Foxx is getting pretty much the same amount of airtime as Tom Cruise. Yeah.
But as we see, the marketing department on this movie was not
apparently they're not that great.
All right, so let's watch the trailer, and then we'll make our prediction.
You know, if you just listened to me, we'd be all bogged down in traffic right now, and you would have made yourself an extra $5.
Yeah, well, you keep that $5, buy you something special.
Thanks, Max.
Hey, come on, I'll take it.
I got 5 stops to make. What's your name?
Max.
Max. I'm Vincent. I'll meet you in the alley behind the building.
Oh, no! What the hell? You killed him.
Red light, Max.
Hold on.
And you were going to drive me around tonight and never be the wiser, but we're in plan B. And we got to make the best of it. Improvise, adapt to the environment. Whatever, man, we got to roll with it.
You just met him once and you kill him like that?
What, I should only kill people after I get to know them?
I'm not up for this.
What are you going to do about it?
There's a man named Vincent.
I got another DOA.
He's already killed witnesses. He's coming to kill you.
Max, I do this for a living.
What's going? What's my work? Gotta roll with it. Adapt.
Get your hands in the air.
That's fun coming from you.
Slow down. Stupid.
I think it's gonna be good, but Tom Cruise still gets on my nerves.
I forgot. I realized or remembered watching the preview that he plays a dick in this. He's a hitman. I mean, it's not like it's
Yeah.
nice, but no, he's an upfront douche, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, it's cool, but also at the same time, like I'm like just from the scenes, I'll watch the movie and see if it comes across better. But it feels like someone playing a dick, you know?
Mm.
Where I'm like, that doesn't feel like you're authentically a douchebag. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'll watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I think I remember liking this because after watching that trailer, I was like, oh, wait a second, all of this seems really familiar. I think I liked it, but I don't like Tom Cruise enough to rewatch it
Right.
until this podcast. Oh man, maybe I should do some exposure therapy with Tom Cruise and just
Yeah, 'cause
watching his movies.
for this podcast, like he's a treasure trove, just like his 80s and early 90s stuff
Oh
alone.
yeah. I mean, I
Cocktail,
don't hold
Days of
hard
Thunder.
feelings towards Cocktail. And honestly, I don't think I've watched Top Gun until like since the 90s. So
I have not seen Top Gun for a long time. I've seen the
Yeah.
new one.
I haven't seen the new one either.
Oh, so good.
Tom Cruise gives me the ick.
And one of my favorite movies of all time, Edge of Tomorrow, the Live, Die, Repeat one. It's so good.
Yeah, I avoid Tom now.
Yeah, I'd like to say, like, there's some actors where I'm like, whatever. But it's like, I can't deny how many, because I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of the movies he's done.
Mhm.
But sometimes you just gotta say, like, Jesus Christ, gotta give credit where credit's due.
I mean, and I think that's what annoys me the most.
Yeah, because
Like,
even if
he's-
you don't like him, it's like, fuck, he's talented.
He's talented. Like he gets on my nerves, but he's talented and it makes me mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you get on my nerves, you're supposed to suck balls. Like this is how it's going, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna watch this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. So we're gonna go watch Collateral from 2004, and when we get back, we are going to review it.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And now, on with the show.
Yay! Did you watch Collateral?
I did.
Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. What's your initial thoughts?
Apparently I'm psychic because exactly what I said in the preview is how I feel about it. I thought it was a decent movie, not super great, but my God, Tom Cruise got on my nerves through the entire thing.
Really?
Is what I said. It felt like his character felt like someone who was playing a douchebag or playing someone who was hardened, like pretending. It didn't feel authentic to me at all.
Yeah, it's called acting.
No, acting is when you pretend to be something and I believe you are that something.
Oh,
Me,
okay.
I was just like, God, it's like you read a manual on how to act like a dick and then he tried it for the first time. And that's what this movie was. I like Jamie Foxx in it.
Yeah, no, I liked the movie. I thought it was great.
I
It
would
was
not go so far as great.
different than I remembered. I got a lot of the reviews that we went over, like the character study and the transformation of these characters, especially Jamie Foxx throughout the movie, was very cool. I thought it looked like it was shot amazingly. It sounded
Beautiful shots in
amazing.
it. Yeah.
Like Michael Mann is a great director.
I will not argue with the tech of it.
Yeah.
The framing, the shots, the lighting, there was some shots that I was like, oh my God, that would make an incredible like portrait.
Yeah.
Like it was just stunning. Like there was some stuff that I was like, this is so well like framed. This scene was really well blocked. You could see the
Yeah.
technical genius there.
Yeah. And when like the car stopped and those coyotes were crossing and that music
Yeah.
was playing, like it was haunting.
There's some really great film moments in this movie.
Yeah. If you don't like Tom Cruise, like it doesn't help that Tom Cruise is the focal point of the whole movie.
Well, I think he just wasn't as believable as this like hardened, suave, direct, but like almost uncaring, like Hitman. It didn't hit. Like I could see through the dialogue and I could see through like the choices that were made. I was like, I see where the character's supposed to be. I feel like he just delivered it a little short. That's it.
Right.
Oh,
I'm black,
I
aren't I?
forgot about that.
I'm black, aren't I?
Oh, you're frozen.
Yeah.
You're frozen.
Like
Not
my
black.
face.
It literally looks like you're just staring at me.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. I think I'm in here alone. I think we're alone now.
There we go.
Hi.
Once
Hello.
All right. Well, let's go through this movie. Well, I forgot. I didn't even in the preview when we watched the trailer, I didn't know like Mark Ruffalo.
There's so many actors.
Good actor and even better director.
I literally just started keeping I was like, oh, hello, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham, Bruce McGill.
Smith. Yeah, like there were so many. Who Peter Berg was in it.
Yeah.
Okay, Bodie Elfman, who continues to haunt my nightmares as a murderer.
That was the cop, right?
No.
Oh.
Bodie Elfman was the husband in the husband and wife couple with Debbie Mazar.
Oh, right. Yeah. Debbie Mazar.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a second. I've seen you murder people on TV. So I was like, oh my God, that's who you are.
But yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith looked like a normal fucking human being.
Honestly, for a hot second there when she was getting into the cab, I was like, is that Zoe Saldana? And then I was like, it's not Zoe Saldana, it's Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm like,
run, Jamie Foxx. It's Jada Pinkett Smith.
I forgot that was what she looked like in the 2000s. I was like, damn, girl.
Yeah, much different.
It's been a long time.
Over 20 years ago.
But yeah. But there's so many people that I'm like, I recognize your face.
And one of my favorites, did you say him? Javier Bardem?
Bardem.
He wasn't in it very long, but even just his little, he's
so sexy. See, look, Javier Bardem, very nice man on red carpets. People only have good things to say about him from working with him. Like, he is universally loved. But when he was in this movie, I was like, yes, I could see you slitting someone's throat.
Yeah.
Like, I can feel that coming off of you. I did not feel that coming from Tom Cruise. You see what I mean? That's the disconnect that I felt. But I mean, by all means, if any of our viewers / listeners have watched this movie, tell me if you agree with me or not. Because I'm like, is it just my dislike of Tom Cruise that makes me think that? Or I don't think it is.
I thought he was great. I love Tom Cruise playing the bad guy because he's only been in a bad guy a couple times. Like this movie, I loved him in the what was that vampire one where he was the bad
Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah,
I liked him in that. He did a great job in that.
But it was so campy and cartoonish.
Yes, well, I mean,
but I liked it. Yeah, no, but see, I'm a Tom Cruise. See, I always didn't want to. I never wanted to be a Tom Cruise fan. I never wanted to be a Brad Pitt fan because everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so sexy." I'm like, "Ah, fuck them."
I'm going to say something slightly controversial. I think Tom Cruise is a better actor than Brad Pitt.
Well, depending on the movie, but that's a good debate because Brad Pitt's made some pretty cool movies.
He's made some very cool movies.
And masterpieces are one thing. Cool,
yeah.
And
he's had some performances, and even if you choose lighter movies like Ocean's 11, 12, 13, however many of those he was in, like there's certain performances that he does where you're like, oh, that was perfect. You forget he's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, but can he really do, like, I mean, he was really good in 7.
Yeah.
At least I remember him being good in 7. I haven't seen that in forever.
No, I haven't seen that in a long time either.
Quoted all the fucking time, especially when I used to deal with deliveries at my former jobs. A lot of what's in the box. But yeah, no, it's like it's an interesting, but I do think Tom Cruise is a better actor, slightly better. I don't think either of them are gonna like.
They have a knack for picking fun movies.
Yes,
and working
I think they
with
know their
very
niche,
talented people,
which I think is also part of their talent.
Yeah,
they're not confused about who they are as actors.
No,
and I appreciate that.
Actually, Tom Cruise just gave this big lengthy speech to future out of film schools that they should, rather than just concentrate on one thing, they should learn everything, especially like lighting, and they should learn all the old techniques to get to know everything. So when you're there, you have an idea of everything that's going on. And I think that's Tom Cruise in a nutshell. I think he could work an entire set himself. I think he could go and do anything. He's that into movies.
He is. He's very into movies. He's very into the production of movies. And I'm not just talking about like pre-production and getting something made and scripts and whatever. Like, where do you set up the lights? What do you need? Like, what are the safety moments that you need? Like, the safety requirements that you have on set and things like that. I think he's very involved. Also, because he usually gets injured on set and then they have to shut down for weeks on end. But he's like, I'm sorry, guys. And I think I heard this, and I may have heard this wrong, but he pays, like if he gets injured, he supplements the production.
Yeah, I've heard
financially,
that actually, yeah.
So that nobody's taking a pay cut or there's like people are missing pay because of that.
Apparently he's a very like whether like his religion and personal, but apparently on set he's actually a very.
I've heard he's amazing on
but
set.
he's also he expects you to work. Yeah. I actually was it
perfection.
Matt Damon said that he heard that Tom Cruise told him a story about he wanted to do this special stunt and that he ran it through his stuntman, and his stuntman said because Tom Cruise wanted to do it himself, and they said absolutely fucking not. And Matt Damon said, well, what'd you do? And Tom Cruise said, well, the first thing I did was get a new stunt crew, and then I told them what I wanted. Because to his credit, he does shit I wouldn't even think of doing. Like, no, my stunt dude can do that. I ain't doing that.
It was not the most recent Mission Impossible, but the one before that. They had to pause production.
Because the plane accident or whatever?
Yeah, like he literally broke something on his body.
Yeah, I heard that.
And when they showed this scene that they shot where he did actually break, I think it was his ankle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like him rappelling off of a building or like something nuts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, valid, my guy. If you can do that, props to you.
Yeah.
But he's so serious because he's like, no, like I want to be able to do it. And I'm like, I appreciate that a lot. But like when they showed the scene, I was like, that's fucking terrifying. And the man's just like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Then he breaks his ankle. And then he's like, oh, fuck. They go on hiatus for like 6 weeks. And then he comes back with his like ankle taped up, mostly healed, but still taped up. And he's like, yeah, so let's go rappel off that building, get that shot in. And I'm like, the fuck? Hire stunt people. That's what they're there for.
So they get paid for.
But he's all like, no, it's okay. You just stand here just in case. Like, do the stuff I really can't do. I can rappel off a building.
Yeah. All right, let's go through this movie. Collateral. Max Durocher? Let's call him Max. Is a Los Angeles cab driver trying to earn enough to start his own limousine business. One of the evening's fares is federal prosecutor Annie Farrell, who works in the U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California. They strike up a conversation, and Annie gives Max her business card. Yeah, they argue about how quickly to get to where she wants to go, and then they make kind of a bet, and they're kind of flirting and stuff like that. And
they're wholesomely flirting. It's super cute. I'm like, oh, this is the beginning. But before we see Annie, we see various passengers. We see him waiting
for his car,
for his taxi to be ready.
Yeah.
We see him checking things. He's very meticulous. He's putting things in. Everything's very clean. Like you're getting, and this is something I wrote where I'm like, it's a slow start, but you get a very clear idea of who Max is.
Yeah. Yeah. We
just how he lives his life.
Don't know where he's from, don't know his backstory, but we know the type of person that he is.
Yes.
Max's next fare is Vincent, who tells Max that he is in Los Angeles for one night to complete a real estate deal, and Max agrees to drive him to several locations. So he jumps in, much different demeanor and conversation, where he's a lot more open with her. He's a little more closed off with Vincent, but for $600, he agrees to drive him around.
Well, yeah, and our first view of Vincent is at the airport
with Jason Statham.
With
I'm like, Jason Statham's in it, and that's all you fucking see of Jason. I'm like,
and there for like
what a waste.
I was so mad. I was like, where is he?
I'm like, did I forget? Do they have a fucking karate fight at the end of this movie?
I just watched his new movie that's on Prime.
Oh, I saw it on Prime. Oh, yeah. Before we go any further, did you rent it or do you have Paramount Plus?
I have Paramount Plus.
I don't have. A few weeks ago, I told you a while ago, I got rid of all my things, and I was going to rent it, and then I'm like, oh, I want to see Mobland with Tom Hardy, so I'm going to get this. And then all this stuff popped up, like what's that movie, Werewolves?
Yep.
Novocaine with Dennis Quaid's son and Meg Ryan's son there. He's
Quaid?
awesome, actually. Jack Quaid.
Is that his name? Yes.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of movies on this, so I was very pleasantly surprised.
Well, I always keep Paramount Plus because, as we all know, the Scream movie series is my comfort movie series. So I watch that on the regular, so I can't give it up.
Yeah, you could just buy them, right?
No, honestly, I own like already 4 of them. But and I'll buy the rest. No, but that's my comfort series. But also they have Beverly Hills 90210 on there, like the OG one. So I'm like, I'm never giving that up. Brandon Walsh forever. Anyway,
is it them that have Buffy and Angel on there?
No, Disney Plus has
Disney
Buffy
Plus.
and Angel.
Okay. All right.
It's about time for a Buffy rewatch too, but I've been making my way through Slasher. So
I do really want to watch the new Jason Statham movie.
Honestly, it was a lot
Wrath
of fun.
of Man, his movies are just, I'm not expecting.
There's nothing deep.
Beekeeper and all those movies.
I loved Beekeeper.
It was awesome. Yeah, his action
so ridiculous, but amazing.
So I'm looking forward to. Is it Wrath of Man or is it what's it called?
Oh God,
Everyman.
I literally
piss off Jason Statham.
I mean, that would be an accurate one. Where is it? Okay, there's Novocaine.
I can't wait to see Novocaine.
I'm very excited. When I saw it pop up, I was like, yes, Novocaine. Also, I want to see The Bondsman. That's something with Kevin Bacon.
I did. I've actually watched that.
Did you? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Why can't I find you?
I'm a huge Kevin Bacon fan.
Honestly, he does a lot of really fun stuff, and I'm very into a Working Man. Yes, Working Man is the title.
I think Wrath of Man is one just before Beekeeper. Again, same idea. Great movie.
Yeah.
Don't change your formula, Jason. Don't.
It's the perfect formula, and I live for it.
Yeah,
because I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I just want to watch Jason kick ass. I don't need a really good reason for the ass kicking.
Don't need a complicated plot. I just need something simple and then allow people to die.
Exactly. In very creative ways with weird accessories, please.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like in the 80s and 90s. If you wanted action, you rented something with Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone. You were guaranteed
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
You knew
Chuck
what you were getting. Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Jason. Yeah, there's not a lot of people like that around anymore. Please keep doing it.
I love you, Jason.
Okay, what are we doing here? Where are we? Jeez, I got off track.
I know.
Several locations. As Max waits at the first stop, a corpse falls onto his car. Vincent reveals himself to be a hitman, and he forces Max to hide the body in the trunk, continuing to drive. I love this scene because I thought it was a while before it happened. The whole thing goes off the rails immediately. He didn't expect the guy to fall on his cab, and he's like, now it's plan B. You're going to be unaware of this all night.
And I love how Vincent's like first reaction is not to feign surprise or, oh, there's a body.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, this is what's going to happen. We're going to put him in the trunk.
I like how Jamie
and we're
Foxx,
just going to keep going.
Max is like, you just take my cab, I'll go. And Vincent is like, oh, okay, you promise not to tell? He's like, I promise. He's like, get in the fucking cab. Not letting you go.
No, I'll just wait right here. You just bring it back to me.
Yeah.
And then, we'll never talk about it again.
Yeah.
That was one thing I really appreciated about Jamie Foxx and his portrayal of this character. You could tell this guy was kind of timid in life.
Yes.
And it kept coming through in the best kind of ways where he's like, well, let me try and be a little brave, but I'm going to pull it back real quick. Loved it.
All right. So LAPD Detective Ray Fanning, this is Mark Ruffalo, arrives where Vincent made the kill and reveals the victim was a police informant. Now, at a second stop, Vincent restrains Max's hands to the steering wheel. While Vincent is away, Max tries to use his horn to signal for help. Unfortunately, two young men see him, whereupon they come around to the car and rob him and seize Vincent's briefcase and Max's wallet. Vincent returns and shoots them dead and retrieves the briefcase. And Vincent says, you fuck around, people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important lesson for Max at that point.
Yeah.
Because God bless. Max then really gets it.
Yes,
he
gets
still keeps trying. God bless.
And he was so disappointed when he finally got and they robbed him.
I know.
Like,
People
are so shitty. Fucking douchebags.
It's true. It's true.
Vincent orders Max to a jazz club to find his third target. Actually, he says, we're ahead of schedule. I'm going to buy you a drink. And they go to the jazz club.
This one hurt. This one hurt my heart.
Yeah. Daniel, who is set to testify against Vincent's client. Well, okay, so they get there and they're having a drink and they're listening to this guy playing this jazz song and they're having as good of a time as Max can have.
I mean, true story.
Vincent seems to be very enjoying himself very much. Then they buy the trumpet player a drink, who's the owner of the bar, and they start talking. He tells all the stories about this famous jazz player. And then Vincent reveals that he's there for a reason and reveals himself to be a hitman. He forces Max. Oh, wait. Ooh. Oh, and okay. So Daniel, who is set to testify against Vincent's client, Max pleads with Vincent to let Daniel go. And Vincent bets that Daniel cannot answer a question about Miles Davis. Daniel seemingly gives a correct answer, but Vincent unexpectedly shoots Daniel in the head, dissatisfied with the answer. Actually, he was fine with the answer. He agreed with the answer. He was going to kill him regardless. It was
exactly.
Yeah.
But then he elaborated on the answer.
Yeah, he finished it.
And I think they were talking about Miles Davis, if I'm not mistaken.
And about where he went to school and stuff.
He got into Juilliard, and then Vincent double taps Daniel in the head and like gently lays him down and says he dropped out of Juilliard after a year.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
I will say this, at least Vincent waited for the waitress to be done and gone.
Yes, that was very nice. At least there wasn't another body. But this is another very jolting moment for Max. And Barry Shabaka Henley, who plays Daniel, everybody knows his face.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen his face a million times. When I saw him, I was like, oh, excuse me. And then he got shot in the head. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That one hurt my heart. You were being so nice to him before you shot him. That's not nice.
What I loved about this movie was Vincent comes across as very cold, very calculating, but he also comes across as when he's interacting with Max that genuinely interested in Max, genuinely interested in his answers, which is.
Oh no, you froze again.
But it flip flops like, oh, he's kind of being nice here. Look, he's
Oh,
being mean.
see, I got that. The read I got on him, and maybe this is why I was a little dissatisfied with his performance. He very much reads as a sociopath.
Yeah,
Like,
most
but
of the
one
time, yeah.
that's searching for humanity or has done a lot of work in philosophy and, explores the ideas of humanity and, what is right, what is wrong, and all of this. And he does have a lot of conversations with Max that are very existential.
Yeah.
Very. And to be perfectly honest, there were a lot of very long conversations in that cab, which made the movie feel much longer for me.
Mm.
And I fought to stay awake during those points.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. It felt very, and I feel bad saying this because I understand why the conversations were being had, but it felt super disingenuous. Like, it felt like they were trying to, like, shove humanity into this relationship between Vincent and Max. It felt very manufactured, and I don't think that was the point,
See, I disagree. I think that was the point because we get to a point where the police, Peter Berg and Mark Ruffalo's characters are saying,
Yeah.
remember that case where the cab driver went around town killing people and just shot himself? So it's a clear indication that Vincent has done this before. So
Yeah.
I don't know if him seeming genuine is just part of his narcissism. It's part of, or his game to just make the Max relax as much as he can.
Yeah.
And then he does stuff like stick up for him when his boss calls bitching over the phone, and he's like, tell him to fuck off. Tell him he's a piece of shit. And then he pretends to be some lawyer thing, and the guy gets all bent out of shape. And because
See, I definitely read that as just someone who doesn't have patience for Max. Like, he's read Max. He knows what Max is, and he knows the life that Max leads as he learns more and more about him as the night goes on. And I think he just doesn't have patience for him. And he's like, why aren't you living your life more like I do? Like, why can't you be more? But I mean, regardless, the conversations about life and choices and, everything, like the stuff that happens between the hits all felt a little artificial to me. Like, I'm like, I know why this conversation is going and I know what you're trying to build, but it just felt a little artificial to me.
See, I found it more of a puzzle. And there's another part coming up here as learning of Max's nightly visits to the hospital to see his mother. Vincent insists Max proceeds with the visit. Because Max is like, no, it doesn't matter if I go, blah, blah, blah. And Vince is like, she's your mother. She carried you in her room for 9 months. You go visit your mom. But when they get there, you could tell that because you see what Max is talking about. She's not really a nice person. And you can tell that Vincent notices that. And I believe it's a fascinating character study of these two people. Because I love when Max starts to, because when he has to pretend coming up to be Vincent, he feels, you could tell by just looking at him that he has this sense of power and he enjoyed it. Like walking out, not so much walking in.
No, walking in, he looked like he wanted to shit himself.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic and accurate. I'm like, I would feel like I wanted to shit myself too.
But when he's got Mexican mobsters afraid, like a room full of them afraid of you, he has that look like, this is awesome.
But I love the discount. The
discount, yeah.
The discount was great. But yeah. No, it's one of those really great, like, and I say this with love in my heart. I understand why the conversations were there and I understand the purpose. And you learn a lot more about Vincent and a lot more about Max. I think they could have just finessed them a little bit. Maybe they went on for a little too long. Maybe there were too many words. Maybe I needed to be more succinct more exploratory, because I also feel like Vincent would be more blunt, abrasive, and kind of direct, because he's like that in every other aspect of this movie. It's just those conversations in the cab where he kind of gets a little long-winded, and I'm like, yeah, but everywhere else you're just like, fuck that shit, tell him to fuck off, go visit your mother. And you're just like, where was that when you were talking about the meaning of life?
At the hospital, Ida proudly tells Vincent that Max has his own limousine company, revealing Max has been lying to her for her approval. Overwhelmed, Max leaves, steals Vincent's briefcase, and hurls it onto the freeway, where it is destroyed.
That was satisfying.
Yeah.
To a point.
For a moment.
Yeah, there was one moment of satisfaction, and then it was just like, oh, fuck,
And
buddy,
it's like,
now you
oh,
know where to go.
You just made it worse for yourself. A lot worse. Fanning arrives at the hospital morgue to see the bodies of the criminal lawyer Sylvester Clark, Vincent's second target, and the two dead robbers, and realizes that this is a work of Hitman. Yes, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, and now it's 2 or 3 people now involved in some case.
Yep.
Vincent coerces Max to meet drug lord Felix Reyes Torina to reobtain the information of his last 2 targets. Max, posing as Vincent, acquires the information, but Reyes Torres orders men to kill Vincent if he doesn't complete the job. Yeah, this was actually a great scene where Max has to pretend to be Vincent to go in and get the stuff that, because this drug dealer was very upset.
He was very upset. And
he played just that little role. I could see, like, because this was before No Country for Old Men, but yeah.
Also, one of his gangsters in this is Emilio Rivera, who everybody has seen.
Oh yeah, you know his face. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm trying to remember because it Sons of Anarchy, and then there was something else that he did. Z Nation, that's what it was.
Yeah, he was in there for a while too.
Yeah, I loved him in Z Nation. It was great.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him.
Yeah, no, he's super cool. But when I saw him, I was like, another face I know. So many faces.
Yeah, this movie's tough. And I don't know. Well, he got, like, everyone was a lot younger.
Yes.
It's just one of those movies where you see a shitload of famous people, and they're kind of famous, but they're not at that level that they're at now, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Max goes with Vincent to the nightclub, seeking the next target, Peter Lim. Fanning, while seeking a connection between the 3 victims, visits FBI agent Frank Pedoza, another person that you know his face, the head FBI guy, who identifies the victims as witnesses in a federal grand jury, which will indict Reyes Torina the following day. I did love this scene. This was very realistic. Seemed. I just watched Havoc with Tom Hardy and Timothy Olyphant on Netflix, where it was a nightclub scene, much like this one, with thousands of bullets flying everywhere, endless amount of bad guys getting killed and shot, cops getting killed and shot, indoors, outdoors, just bodies flying everywhere. Very unrealistic. The movie is very cool. It's it's an awesome movie. But this one was stray bullets, cop gets shot in the leg, they retreat. And it wasn't, Tom Cruise did kill a few people, but it wasn't like he downed 30, 40 people before leaving it seemed very realistic.
Well, you also see a lot of people scrambling.
Yeah.
You see people taking like random shots. Nobody's lining up and hitting people on all of them, which was nice. Although Tom Cruise just standing in the middle of the dance floor while people are shooting at him, a little weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, this is an action movie, so it's what happens.
I think he only kills like 3 people.
Yeah, like great kills.
And he saves Max. And then kills the only guy that believes Max is not the killer. Because at this point, the FBI and the police think Max is actually Vincent.
They think he's Vincent because he sees the video of him at the front of the club where he meets the Mexican cartel guys, and they have a clip of him saying, "I'm Vincent," and they're like, "He's the killer." And Fanning is the only one who's like, nah, man, I don't think so.
And Tom Cruise
That
kills
just don't
him.
make sense.
Vincent
And then
kills him.
Tom Cruise kills him. And I think that's what kind of breaks Max. I think that's the point where he's like, I could have been out.
Yeah.
Like, there was a cop who believed me. I could have been out and safe and okay. And you see his mind after Fanning gets shot and they're driving away. You see how it's changing him, and he's having that moment of that this could have been different. I could have been done.
Pedroza thinks that Max is the hitman based on FBI surveillance of Max entering and leaving Ray Torrens' bar, and orders the FBI agents to protect them. At the nightclub, Vincent kills Ray Torrens' hitman, Lim, and his bodyguards. Fanning rescues Max and smuggles him outside. But Vincent fatally shoots Fanning and courses Max back into the cab. Following their getaway, Max chastises Vincent for his lack of moral compass. Vincent snaps back by arguing Max has been lying to himself about wanting to start his limousine business, using it as an excuse to avoid taking risk in life. Both were right. Both were right.
You lack a moral compass.
Yeah.
And you're hiding from life.
And you're hiding from life, which he would. Because like he said, all you have to do is put a down payment on that car, and that's it. You're
on
good
a Lincoln
to go.
car. On a town Lincoln. A Lincoln
Yeah.
town car, and then you're good. Just one. Just start it.
Agreeing with Vincent, Max deliberately crashes the cab. Vincent escapes, but police officers try to arrest Max. Oh, yeah. At first, they're like, hey, buddy, you okay? You've been in a car accident. Relax. Breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Sit
God. That's a
down.
body in your trunk. And they try to arrest him.
And then they try to arrest him. And then he's like, no, I got to save Annie. Because if I get arrested, they ain't going to let me make any phone calls. Or
No.
like, she's not going to believe me.
But a police officer tries to arrest Max after seeing the corpse in the trunk. Yeah, Max notifies accesses Vincent's list targets, revealing his final target, Annie. Max overpowers a police officer with Vincent's gun and rushes toward Annie's office building. Stealing a bystander's phone, Max calls Annie to warn her, urging her to call 911. Actually, the stealing of the phone was pretty good. But he's like, hey, dude, that's my phone. He points the gun. What? What are you going to do now? So Vincent rubbed off on him, obviously. A little bit.
Yes. I think the night with Vincent, like, just broke him.
Yeah.
He's
And
done.
this was a very well done cat and mouse. I think a well done cat and mouse with Max talking to her and Vincent trying to look for her. He could see everything.
Yep.
Max can see both of them in the windows. Vincent armed himself with a gun from a security guard and corners Annie, but he is shot and wounded by Max, who escapes with Annie on foot. Vincent pursues the pair onto a metro rail train. I did like this because he's like, it's unrealistic because he makes the right choices to where they went. But there is at least a pause where Vincent is like, fuck, did they go that way or that way? Now, he picked the right way every time.
Yeah, that was a little.
Coincidentally.
But
And
also, I mean,
we needed it to end the movie.
hardened criminal hitman.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's because he can look 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
And figure out where people are going to be, things like that. But still, I like that there was a moment of indecision.
Yes. At least, they gave us that.
Like, it's not just him running headlong and being like, yep, that's where they went. He stops. He looks at the options and he's like, oh, crap, which one?
And I like that when the subway stopped and he leans out with the gun pointed because he's like, they're on this fucking train. They're going to pop out and I'm going to pop them right in the fucking head.
And then they don't pop out.
And they
I'm
don't
like,
pop out.
Max, you are a smart man.
And Max is like, should I jump out now? Should I dock in, out, in, out? Fuck, he's on the train with me still. Cornered on the train, Max engages Vincent in a shootout. This is where Vincent says, Max, I do this for a living, but doesn't matter. Vincent, fatally wounded, slumps into a seat and accepts his fate. Yeah, and I do appreciate there was no long speech. There was no reconciliation, nothing. He was a bad guy. He lost and he died. That was it.
I like the way the standoff went down, where they're just like, especially for Max, he's just blindly shooting.
Yeah, that'd be me.
And
I'd probably clip or kill a couple bystanders in the
Probably,
process.
yeah. But he's just blindly shooting, hoping for the best because he knows
Yeah.
this is not what he does for a living. He drives
No.
people for a living. I was kind of not disappointed with Vincent's end.
Oh,
Like,
you
he
wanted a
just
bit
kinda
out of him, like
slumps. He just kind of slumps down, and I kind of wanted one snarky remark, just one.
Rosebud. And Max would be like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Well, now we have
That's
to go
gonna
looking
haunt
for
me
Rosebud.
gonna haunt me forever.
That's the sequel.
Max and Annie get off the next station as the deceased Vincent continues to ride along the train. And that's it. It just ends there with directed by Michael Mann.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is our movie. What is your score? Give it
My
a score out of 10 and then tell us if you would rent it, buy it, skip it.
Okay, so out of 10 overall, I'd probably give it a 6. It has some really, really great moments. Like, there's a huge chunk of this movie that is fantastic.
Mhm.
I think the parts that aren't fantastic last a little too long and kind of fuck up the pace for me in the first part of the movie. But then it picks up the pace and it has a great pace for probably the last third of the movie. There are no pauses. It's perfect. It has a great timing for it and really great action, really great character expressions. Like it's fantastic. There are moments that I don't like, and Tom Cruise, I think he did well for the job he was asked to do. I don't know if it was a director choice. I don't know if it was a Tom choice. I just felt like he wasn't maybe the right actor for this.
Russell Crowe was the first person paid for this movie.
Russell Crowe 100% would have been perfect in this.
That movie Unhinged.
Yeah, Russell
that's-
Crowe can do like underlying deviousness and like edge so well. And I just like Tom Cruise was a dick in this. He was a total douchebag. He was an amoral douchebag. And it was fine. But he kind of felt like a frat boy amoral douchebag as opposed to underground hitman amoral douchebag, you know? But I mean, he did deliver some great moments, and the action scene in the club was great. So overall, 6 out of 10 with a very solid stream it. It's still a fun movie. I feel like it's a smidge too long at about 2 hours,
Mhm.
but it wasn't painful. I was a little bored at certain points, but then everything picked up and I was very into it. So I was like, oh, fantastic. So yeah, stream it 6 out of 10. What's your score?
All right. Well, my score, if I was to give it, I give this movie an 8. I do like Tom Cruise. I thought he did a great job. Everything you said, I agree with too. It was shot so well, and it
Mhm.
sounded so good.
So good.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx played the kind of timid, not he both characters I think played their parts very well, and they were just surrounded
Mhm.
by a very talented cast, like an overabundantly a talented cast, like Mark Ruffalo and Peter Berg, and but I would give it an 8 out of 10. I say it's a solid rental, and I would buy it with an asterisk. The only way I would buy this movie would be on 4K, because if I want to watch this movie again, it looks so good and it sounded so good. I mean, the sound of the city and the music, where I would want it to be perfect. I don't care what anyone says, it's not perfect streaming. If I don't have it on 4K, I would I don't know if I'd watch it again, or
Mhm.
I'd maybe stream it, like you said. But if you remember liking it, it's a solid rental. I would buy it, but I wouldn't buy a DVD. I wouldn't buy it digitally. I would buy the 4K. I
Yeah.
wouldn't watch this again next weekend or anything like that. But when I do, I would want to watch it perfectly.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
very well shot movie. It's
So well shot.
yeah.
There were some like frames that I was like, "Oh fuck, that's gorgeous."
Yeah.
That's perfectly composed. like perfectly composed. And I was just like, man, this is beautiful. And there were times where I was like, I was almost surprised by the sound, like the music choice that comes in, and I'm like, oh, and like it would take a hot second to register what was playing, and I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing. It has a lot of really great moments.
Mm-hmm.
My main beef with this movie is, one, there were some moments towards the beginning that moved a little too slow or brought the energy too far down for the movie that this is. And then two, Tom Cruise just isn't that convincing to me. No, he did a good job. That's he's still an amoral douchebag. He just wasn't super convincing for me for what his character is. And it's just he didn't have that. But now that you say like Russell Crowe was the original casting guy, I'm like, well, shit, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I would 100 like he could do that wonderful. Yeah, you're definitely a serial killer. Tom Cruise just doesn't have serial killer vibes.
All right, so we have a 6 and a solid stream, and we have a 8, a rental. And if you're gonna buy it, I would suggest buying it, but I would only buy the 4K or a really good.
Yeah,
maybe a Blu-ray would be pretty good as well. But yeah, yeah. So we're still on a roll, and I will hint that this might end next week for anyone that's listening. And I can tell you what, you'll have to tune in next week, but it's very possible this streak is coming to an end.
No.
So anything else you'd like to add about Collateral?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming back to or staying in 2004 with us. We've been here for a couple episodes. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And until the next movie we remember liking.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.